47-yard run.
Welcome back, Roadrunners. Wow, was that a magical moment. My videoing of everybody using their flashlights just does not do it justice. If you were there, you know. It was pretty darn cool seeing how many people were using their flashlights off their phones in that moment. It was surreal. It really was. It was a feel-good moment for the program, for the fans in the stands. It just was something to behold. If you were there, you know. So the Lit Medallion is here to talk about the game specifically. I've given you that championship feeling video, but I want to talk about the game specifically now. So first and foremost, UTSA almost played offensively a carbon copy game as they did at Western Kentucky in Bowling Green earlier in the year. By quarter, these are the scores: 14, 14, 14, 7. I mean, even right down to the throwback play to Frank Harris, it didn't score, but wow, carbon copy. What did happen, though, is our defense did step up. I mean, they scored 46 points in game one, and I'm calling this game 2. So in the championship game, they only scored 41. They missed 2 field goals, but they chased 2 points. So imagine if they hit those field goals and they don't chase that 2-point conversion. If my math's right, they score 46 points. We went 49-46. Now, what's really amazing is seal the game with one other interception. Quite amazing how the games played out almost identically. Right down, it's just such a heart. I mean, it wasn't easy. It wasn't going to be easy at all. We know that. But you know what? I'll take it. Won't you? Who would have thought conference champs, 12 wins, one loss so far? And we get to play San Diego State in the Frisco Bowl. Bummed about the Frisco Bowl, but that's another video and another topic for another day. So let's talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm going to say one thing's very ugly. We don't have a jumbo package. I'm going to start with that right off the bat. This is my one major complaint. I've complained about it 3 times. We've been stopped on 4th down multiple times this year with the same formation. I mean, you got to at some point kind of look at yourself and go, why am I doing the same thing? I think they've been successful probably about 40% of that, which is good for 4th down. Don't get me wrong, that's good for 4th down when you look at 4th downs as a whole. But when you look at the yardage to get, no, sir. No way, Jose. Should anybody ever be happy with our 4th down play calling? Why don't we have a jumbo package? We had it last year. We saw it last year. It should have been called against Western Kentucky. At least they may have used their timeouts. Okay, so you can't ignore it in defeat, in victory, which if we had lost, you wouldn't ignore it in defeat, right? So let's let that go. It is what it is. So now the ugly. The ugly is using timeouts in the second half in really weird situations. I think we kept Western Kentucky in the game with our clock management a little bit. We were up big. Yeah, they were kind of storming back, and I think we kept our foot on the gas pedal, which was kind of nice. But you know, in the modern rules, it's 45 seconds between plays, as long as you don't stop the clock. And the clock doesn't stop if you go out of bounds. So you can run out of bounds. You can get a pass completion, go out of bounds it doesn't. The clock doesn't stop till the final 2 minutes. So we yeah, threw some incompletions, hiking the ball a little too quick. It kind of would have been nice to see slow playing on offense a little bit. And then there was that period in the third quarter early in the fourth, where we went to our right and they were just there all the time. The plays had no chance. The running plays had no chance that they called. Now, I realize we almost busted some earlier, but our best success was starting right, cutting back left, or going left. And so where Sincere's home run was going left. So that was a little worrisome. That was kind of ugly, the ugly part of it. Let's talk about the good. The good was seeing Zachary Franklin back on the field. And I've told y'all, missing him has hurt our defense. And I think it's the rotation. It's what they can do with the blitz packages, what they can do with linemen at the line of scrimmage, right? So having him back there, I think, freed them up a little bit to get a little bit more aggressive and not having to drop so many players back and yielding so many yards rushing. I mean, the yards rushing or lack thereof by Western Kentucky says it all, right? They couldn't run the ball. Oh, Bailey Zappi threw it, 577 yards. The kid's going to set the NCAA record for single season. He's going to pass Joe Burrow. I'd be surprised if he doesn't. I mean, I think he only needs 3 touchdowns to pass Joe Burrow. And I'm pretty sure he's going to get in the bowl game. And they play App State. So let's hope he gets it. Let's hope he gets it. Seems like a good kid. He's out of Victoria, Texas. Plays his heart out. And he can throw an accurate deep ball. I mean, got to give it to him. So the defense really rallied, but it was our normal defense, right? You're going to expect to give up 1 or 2 or 3 really big deep shots, but then just play really good football for the rest of the game. You know, you remove that stop and go on the sideline for the third play of the game after we took a timeout, mind you, because they were going fast. And I think I think that's a lot of yardage taken away, and that's obviously a touchdown that they don't score, and they don't move so quickly, right, on us and so easily on us. But you know, the Roadrunners, they kind of shut it down, and they didn't start picking it up and really picking us apart really good until we lost Rashad Wisdom on the targeting call, and because they had only scored 20 points at the time. And then he started picking us apart. Got to give it to him. So that's kind of the good part. Sorry, I had to move out and get readjusted on my couch here. And can't complain. Can't really complain, can you? When you win and your defense is what it is. I'm going to have to do a video on ranking our 11 seasons defenses, because this defense plays hard and we get sacks. But it's the weirdest thing. It's almost like the sacks don't matter. Like, we're getting individual sacks, but the other teams seem to overcome them, if that makes sense. So we'll put them deep in the hole, and they'll overcome them. Well, Western Kentucky did. I mean, let's not hem and haw around it, right? But we still do enough, and that still prevents them from scoring quickly. Like, if we didn't get those sacks, they probably score quicker. And we find ourselves struggling to stay ahead of them. Frank Harris, what can you say? I mean, if you look at his stats are ridiculous. His stats are a leader's stats. So I'm going to pull them up here really quick. And so Frank Harris, it's sincere 200 yards. Yeah, I know. Wow. I mean, he was a workhorse. But Frank Harris, if we look at the box score, if we look at this, Frank Harris, 19 of 28. I mean, what was that, 70%? Somewhere in there? right? 21 of 28 would be 75%, right? So 70%, 218 yards, 94.9 QBR. But he had 81 yards rushing on 11 carries. And that includes his sacks, right? So that's not, maybe they don't include sacks there. But he got himself a touchdown. So he had 3 overall TDs. Frank Harris played the game. Frank Harris, we've seen him play all season long, except for one game, except for the North Texas game. This is Frank Harris's game. 200 yards passing, 50 to 80 yards rushing, and then letting Sincere and Brendan Brady or BJ Daniels, pick up where Sincere needs a rest, right? Sincere McCormick, 36 carries, 204 yards. Wow. Hats off. That is work. That is absolute working. Brendan Brady, 6 carries, 21 yards. Good for him. And he got himself a touchdown. Threw himself a completion, too. He got himself 24-yard pass with a great catch by Zachary Franklin. What can we say about Zachary? What can't you say about him? You can't say he doesn't have vertical, because he does. You can't say he doesn't have hands, because he does. You can't say he doesn't have speed, because he does. You can't say he doesn't run good routes, because he does. Well, he's really not your downfield blocking wide receiver. So maybe you can say he's not a good blocker. I wouldn't know. But it's rare that he's in a blocking position that way. Maybe he is. I just don't notice it because the way our offense is, our receivers go out in routes. Now, if they're downfield, I know he's going to block. The team blocks. This team has chemistry. I think this team gets the biggest thrill, and I know they do, because when we were at La Tech and Parks got a interception as La Tech was trying to score a touchdown late in the game. It was like their last play of the game. Just how happy the rest of the defensive backs were for him. They're like, was that Parks? That was Parks. Yeah. You could hear them, right? And so this team has chemistry. What a way to bounce back. So I'm just going to leave it there and give a shout out to the entire team for bouncing back. What a way to finish, right? Now, the bowl game means something, but it doesn't mean anything at the same time, right? What it does mean is the freshmen get more practice time. They get more about the playing time, practice time. Maybe they get some playing time in the bowl game. Yeah, we want to win the bowl game. Don't get me wrong. I want to win that bowl game. But does a bowl game victory really change what this team's done? No. Because winning your conference is always goal number one. Playing for your conference, winning your conference is goal number one. Right? So it starts like this. The season always starts like this. Qualify for a bowl game. We did. So we're in a bowl game. Right? We're not playing for the national title. So, it'll be a long time before UTSA has a shot at the national title, if you know what I mean. So they did enough to win the division, competed, won the conference championship. So now the bowl game should be fun. Should be just time for the kids to blow off. Take it serious. Go out there and want to win. But if they don't, hey, let's all have fun at Frisco, cheering them on. And I've got one more thing to say before I log off. If you're in the Houston area, the Roadrunner men's basketball team is playing here at the Toyota Stadium Saturday at 3 p.m. So hopefully see you there. Peace out, Roadrunners.